So you can access your entire business from anywhere with an internet connection. So Wi-Fi or 3G, any portable device. Problems with traditional servers. For starters, they're expensive. You have to actually physically buy your server. For some companies it does work, and you can work cloud around the server. You can do cloud backups or have certain things on servers, certain things on clouds. In terms of storage, nowadays it's quite an expensive. It's quite an expensive way to store your data, really. Every 3 to 5 years, a lot of people are actually still using Server 2003. So it's a bit like XP. It works, so people don't want to upgrade, but the hardware ages. You kind of need to get with the times eventually. So yeah, backups as well. In terms of business continuity, if you have all your stuff on site, for example, if we had a big server just here and we had a fire, everything's gone. And I heard a statistic the other day. I think it was Rob. I think it was maybe in the last meeting actually. In terms of if there's like a catastrophic event, like an earthquake or a flood or something, and that affects a business premises, I think it's 1 in 4 actually continue like after a year. So pretty important to have your stuff backed up somewhere. Obviously you can do backups with servers as well. A lot of people still use tape as well. Not the same tape as the IBM one, but yeah, little cartridges. But yeah, even so, magnetic tape. And yeah, it's a bit time consuming to do your backups as well with a traditional server. So just as a comparison between server and cloud in terms of price. This example, let's have a look. So this example compares a locally housed small business server used by 10 people, so 10 employees, requires upgrading for legacy reasons. So same with a lot of our clients are still using older software, maybe older hardware as well. The business primarily accesses email and files, remotely logged into webmail and access CRM. So kind of quite a typical business. They just need to access their stuff from different places. Growing business, 10 users. So let's have a look. Based on a 5-year life expectancy of this one server, yeah. So generally, this bit was actually written by Nick through there. He didn't make it up. He quoted it from somewhere. But it's a blog that he put. You can have a look at it. It's on our website. So yeah, there's generally 40% less work to configure a cloud computing solution. So if there's if there's very little hardware, obviously it takes a lot less time to build, installing software, getting the licenses and all that sort of stuff. So you can generally deploy it a lot quicker to a business. I think our lead times normally, like if we get a client and they say, I want to switch to cloud, I think it's 5 to 7 days and they can be on the cloud. So, I mean, obviously if they wanted it the next day, if we had someone free, we could do it the next day, but that's generally the time that we allot to it. So, yeah, not included are the power costs to cool and run the server and the electricity, which is roughly £300 a year, just to run and cool a server. So, if we look at the figures, here we go. So, the 5 years warranty included, the hardware will be $7,408, and the licenses, the server licenses, $1,989, and so it's quite a lot. If you're talking about upgrading, or if you're starting a business with, well, don't know if you'll be starting from scratch with 10 people, but you never know. The Office 365 solution, obviously there's no server, because everything's stored on the cloud. £15 a month per user, which comes to £1,800 for a year. 80.85% saving when compared with getting a server. And the larger the company, obviously, the more savings can be made, because there's even less stuff to buy. You just add on one user whenever you need it. So it's like pay-as-you-go IT, basically. So it's like paying your gas or electricity. You know how much it's going to cost. If you need to grow, you know exactly how much it's going to be. So pretty predictable. Let's have a look. There aren't risks associated. Sorry, I haven't read this slide in a little while. Yeah, there aren't risks associated with moving to cloud computing solution, but what you gain. So these are the things that are kind of just built in and come with a cloud computing solution that you would normally have to pay for with a traditional setup. Yeah, disaster recovery is included. So obviously you've got multiple backups. The data center that we use is in Dublin, the Microsoft data center. If there's an earthquake in Dublin, it's also backed up in Europe as well. So your data is basically bulletproof. What else do we get? So yeah, free spam filtering, obviously, because it uses Outlook. Security, no extra cost. secure connection, so encryption, so nobody can access your data while it's stored there, other than you or someone from your business. And then, yeah, obviously it's portable, you can use any device, and there's no downtime. What they quote is 99.9% uptime, but in the last 12 months it was actually 100% uptime, so completely flawless for a whole year, so pretty good, pretty good. When you compare that to servers maybe having to come down for updates, things like that.